Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Damage the Combine and this is my discussion about the Banu Defender. I know it's a little bit late, but I like to get a good think over a concept ship and get all the information available so I can do the best possible sort of review of the concept as I can. First of all, the ships I currently own in my fleet are a Reliant Core, a Banu Merchantman and a Banu Defender. I did own a Buccaneer, I did own a Drake Cutlass Black, I've owned a Shion Scout, a Gladius, a Sabre, so I've changed quite a few ships. So comparatively I've flown like the Sabre for example, quite a lot in Arena Commander, so it's similar in size and weight to the Banu Defender. Now, in my opinion, the Banu Defender was the worst CIG concept sale today. There was just poor information across the board regarding everything. It's a ship that, another alien ship that promises a lot but doesn't really have the information there to back it up. Now, I do own a Banu Defender and I'll tell you why in a minute, why I own a Banu Defender. But initially when this ship was released for sale, it was really poor. Not only was the ship released for sale the next day, so Spectrum was just full of people just like myself going, where is the Banu Defender? It's supposed to be on sale, why is it not here? And finally it went on sale and had a look at the documentation, and it's a weird one. It really is. It was partly information about the race, partly lore, which is not set in stone yet, and the other half was valid information, like the glass. I say it's like a glass model version of the ship, and it shows you like an X-ray where the guns are, where the arms are, beds and all that, so you can see a rough sort of shape print. Now, it does sound like a very promising ship, hence why I own one. The problem is a lot of technologies and a lot of things in game need to be sorted out first. Mainly the armor to shields comparison. In my opinion, energy weapons should destroy shields, ballistic weapons should destroy the hull. If it's got powerful shields, you use energy weapons to get through the shield. If it's got powerful armor, you use ballistics to get through the armor. But it will take longer with the ballistics to get through a shield, because the shield can dissipate energy a lot more efficiently than armor can. But once you get through the armor, the bullets will shred it, whereas heat from an energy weapon will singe armor, but it won't do as much damage as a ballistic. That's how I see it in my mind. Currently at the moment, it's any ship who doesn't have a load of armor dies. Shields are basically redundant. It should be that you have to shoot the shield down first, then you can shoot the ship. And that's why there's a lot of problems with guns like the Mantis and the Apocalypse Arm, because you just get a Hornet, you stick 3 Mantises on it, big Apocalypse Arm on the top, you're good to go. You will shred everything. Guaranteed, yeah, it does take a little bit of skill to get used to, but it is very, very powerful, especially if you're not a really good pilot. I'm not a really good pilot. I don't have great spatial awareness, so when I start taking damage, I will know at the last minute. I will take a considerable amount of damage before I react, because I'm always hanging on that last minute. But there's a lot of people I've been against in combat which just outclass me massively. We had in the verse this guy forgotten his name, was in a Gladius, and he had it armed with, I think it's railguns. I'm pretty sure they're railguns. He took on 2 Sabres and me in my Hornet, and he defeated us all. Now, the other 2 people were not pushovers. They were really good pilots, and he was impossible to kill. He just could flip around, he just went straight through my shields with that railgun, just kept pounding me over and over again, wearing me down. And he didn't fire, I don't think he fired a single missile. He just shredded us with his loadout, and it was one of them moments where you just go, teach me. You know, these people are people who have played ship games, flight simulators for years, and so they know how to fight. This was amazing to me, and it just emphasised that point of it doesn't matter your ship, it matters your skill. So something like the Banu Defender, which has big Tavaran shields, which are going to be difficult to get through, are still going to be very powerful, because you've got to be able to hit them to do damage. So the Hornet, yes, it has big weapons, but it's really slow. And in a dogfight, right, so here's a scenario. Banu Merchantman, I use the Banu Merchantman because that's a ship that you're probably going to defend with it. Makes sense. Banu Defenders, like 3 Banu Defenders guarding this Banu Merchantman. In come Gary Bloggs with his
got the situation handled.
with his organisation. He's got a couple of Buccaneers, maybe some Hornets, some some Sabres, Caterpillar. You know, just because they're pirates doesn't necessarily mean they all have to fly Buccaneers or Cutlass Blacks. And they come in, they're like, this is easy pickings. What we'll do is we'll disable the Banu Merchantman, because the defenders have got weak shields, we've got ballistics, we'll shred them. Now, attacking an escort, you've got 2 choices as a pilot. You can either shoot the ships protecting it, or you can shoot the ship that you're trying to steal. Now, most big ships are going to spool up their warp drive straight away and get out of there. And you can keep stopping it with special scanners and EMPs, but eventually they've got enough armour and they've got enough shields to survive. So what you need to do is you need to take out their engines. Now, when that pilot is opening fire on them shields, the shields on a Banu Merchantman, a Caterpillar, a Starfarer are powerful. It takes a lot of firepower to get through. Plus you've got turrets shooting you on the back of the Merchantman, back of the Starfarer. And so you're trying to move around. Your focus as a pilot is on that big ship to disable its engines. But what about the defenders? In come the nimble defenders with the tachyon cannons, which have a really fast projectile speed. Start peppering you in the top of your shield, doing real high power damage. You're like, shit, what the fuck? You've got to bail or continue shooting. Now if you bail, you and your buddy start bailing and start dogfighting, all of a sudden the enemy shield on their big cargo ship is going to go back up again. So it's a balancing act. And I think something like a defender is going to be really good, because you've got 2 pilots, which means your shield management is going to be spot on. Energy management for the weapons is going to be spot on, because your co-pilot can say to you, look, we're taking too much damage, they're overheating, we need to dodge, do some manoeuvres. A single pilot on his own can get tunnel vision. 2 heads are better than 1. Really like this concept. Also, they suggested that there's EMP missiles are going to be on this ship. Now, EMP missiles sound extremely promising. To be honest, I don't really use missiles that much. I think they're extremely powerful. And some missiles are incredibly broken. But when the missiles are fixed, they're going to be very expensive, and they're going to do a lot of instant damage, especially to like capital ships. But if you've got, like, say, I don't know, Sabre, he's ducking and diving and wheeling and dealing around you, and then all of a sudden you fire your EMP missile, gets near, detonates. Oh, Mr. Sabre's in a lot of trouble now because he's got very little armour, and now his shields are down instantly. So you might not have done damage to him with the missile, but now he's sitting duck, and that means the turrets on your ship, your guns can rip him to shreds in seconds. And this is, I think, what will make the Banu Defender very powerful. That situational effectiveness, and the way that it has really good range, so it's going to be able to outrange a lot of fighters. So if you're going to want to chase a Banu Merchantman, you're probably going to take a couple of Vanguards, and Vanguards are big but slow in comparison to the manoeuvrable Banu Defender. Now, in terms of stats, the Banu Defender is about the same size and the same weight as a Sabre, but the thrusters aren't as powerful. Now, the thing with that is these are alien thrusters, and so they could burn for longer. They could burn, have more efficient for boosting. You don't know what they're like yet, so it could be as manoeuvrable as a Sabre. I think it personally will be just a little bit slower than a Sabre, but still able to dogfight. It's not going to be like a Hornet where it's really slow compared to a Sabre. I think it's going to be pretty close. The weapons, they're size 2s on gimbals or sized 3 fixed. Now, I was hoping it would be size 3 gimbals, but special gimbals, like what's on the front of the Avenger or the Gladius. They have special size 3, I think it is, or size 2, I can't remember, ballistic cannons that you can only use them on that ship because it's a special hydraulic mount. This is what I expected from the Banu ship, a special size 3 tachyon cannon mount which allows it to be gimbaled, because size 2 weapons, although they're incredibly powerful, they're not as powerful as a size 3. And so if you get those rare moments, you got a fast ship darting around you and you need to shoot the ship, you need to take him out, and you only get split seconds to do damage, you need the maximum damage possible, and I think size 2s are not going to be able to cut it. But you have to wait and see what the guns are like. They could be incredibly powerful and everyone sticks them on everything and it's just tachyon cannons galore, or it's they're really weak and you'll swap them out for tarantulas, or I don't know whether you'll be able to put mantises on it. It doesn't look like from the artwork you'll be able to fit. The plus they'd look really weird. It's a good ship. I mean, it's too early to say whether it's going to be bad or not. I'm just afraid it's going to end up like the Cartel Scout, which is nothing like it was concepted and is really poor in game. Not even going to get into the Cartel Scout. I used it for 3 months. I tried. It was beautiful. I bought it at the anniversary and I really, really tried, but it's just not effective in the slightest. It really is a poor ship, and hopefully the Banu Defender isn't like this, and it's going to be a nice, good power. Obviously, we're still in alpha, so the Xi'an Scout will change, but currently, alien ships from CIG have been really poor, really poor. So, what else is on this ship? Oh yeah, you got 2 medium fuel tanks, which is going to give it very, very good range. Not the range of the Banu Merchantman, because otherwise people would just fly straight to location and you wouldn't use any other ship. But flying quite a considerable way and then landing on a planet, you know, meeting up with a starfarer to refuel. Brilliant, love that idea. It has 2 beds, which is amazing, because if you're doing long distance convoys, your guy in a starfarer says, right, we're all logging off now, but we're going to stop on this planet We're going to switch off. Everyone's going to go into bed, so we all log off at the same position. And then we're going to come back like 2-3 hours later or whatever. Which makes sense, especially if you're on a long gaming session. Having something like a Hornet, you haven't got a bed. So unless there's the bed on the ship, you have to go somewhere else to log out. You have to go back to a space station. Kind of pointless, really. So having 2 beds inside the ship means that you and your co-pilot have a nice place to log off, and you can jump straight back to where you was last. Also, say you take a load of damage, right? You defend off the attackers. But your warp drive now doesn't work. Your quantum drive. You need to repair it. Your mate just gets out of his seat and repairs it internally. Much simpler. You get like a Hornet, you have to get out, repair it outside the ship. This leaves you a sitting duck basically. It's a lot better system. You can run and repair. It's of course this ship can be used with only one person, but I think that's where it's going to come into its own, is with 2 people working together and protecting. Like I've got a bloody Banu merchantman, but I want to escort a fellow Banu merchantman. I want to be, yep, I'll help you out, mate. I've got Banu Defender, I'll protect you. I want to see my ship from the outside. I want to see what it's like as an escort ship for me, and be part of the Banu merchantman community of players and enjoy the ships to their full, because these are big ships. These are expensive and big ships, and in the verse we will spend time and we will buy ships like sabers. We will buy everything that's in game, but there's always going to be them ships that we are go-to ships, and things like the Starfarer, things like the Banu merchantman. I think these are ships that are always going to be favourites, and they're going to be the core of the game. Bit like the Hull series. It's going to be a lot of people who are just going to be flying their Hull series. That's what's really good about this game. It needs to be balanced in such that ships are going to be difficult to get in game, because otherwise it's going to be pointless to be spending your money on a £300 ship like the Starfarer, only to have it in 10 hours worth of work, buy it. That shouldn't be how it works. It should be a very, very high amount of hours, very difficult to get. And so you want to use your ship. You want to use it, and it's really old. Otherwise, everyone's just going to have capital ships. No one's going to want to crew them, and it's going to be a big problem. So that is my total sort of overall concept of the Banu Defender and what I think of it. Now, the ways you can fix it, of course, I haven't mentioned the cockpit. And how the hell did that get through? I don't know. It's the view is terrible. It's terrible. You look out through the cockpit and you see nothing but giant robotic arms. And it's stupid. It really is stupid. I don't know how it went through the design process. But there are very simple fixes. First of all, the arms. Fold the arms back. Just like the Scout, when it changes position, just like when the Banu Defender lands, change how it transforms. These arms that stick out in front of you, retract them back so it looks a bit like a crab. I'll put the link in the description to the guy who come up with this idea, or one of the posts I see it. It looks cool. It opens up your view, and it adds 2 modes. A friendly mode, which is what you see currently, is like you don't really need to see. You're probably just warp driving and stuff like that. But someone comes to trade, takes the piss, takes a shot at you. All of a sudden, you go into angry mode. Banu merchantman's weapons pop out because it's supposed to look passive. Banu Defenders, their arms come back, the guns come out the end of the arms. It's pissed off. You, as the enemy player, are going to go, oh shit, I've pissed them off. That would be insanely cool and make so much sense. So much sense. In lore-wise and for functionality. It both retains the look that people like from the concept, and it gives you a lore a law reason for why that would happen. It makes sense. It makes sense why the Banu would design a ship this way. And so, whatever CIG come up with will be good. They've yet to come out with an ugly ship, other than the Aurora. In my opinion, is the ugliest ship. But there isn't a ship that everyone goes, ugh, that's horrible. There isn't. They're all beautiful. They're all beautiful. They're all unique. And that's what's so good about this game. So, only time will tell. I don't know when they're going to actually build a Defender. I wonder if they'll probably build it before the Banu Merchantman. Because if you think that you want to get the assets and the materials done first, and so like the Origin 300 series, you would build the actual Banu Defender first, figure out what materials people like, and then build the Banu Merchantman. Otherwise, you'd waste a lot of time. Obviously, they haven't confirmed that yet, but that's what I'm guessing will happen. So that's about it regarding the Banu Defender. It's going to be a good ship. I mean, it's the first ship that I've got with LTI. The most ships that have come up recently have been too expensive for me, like the Tavaran Prowler. My God, I want the Tavaran Prowler. That ship is so cool. It's so cool. It's so pricey. You know, it's so pricey. It's just that will be one of my alien collector ships. I will get that in game. And all the other LTI ships have, like, they've been like dragonflies and stuff like that. And I mean, I don't really care. The lifetime insurance for me doesn't really matter as much. I want to have a ship which I can use. So buying LTI, and I'm a bit OCD, and having different icons and stuff doesn't make much sense to me. But I have got it with LTI, which is a great opportunity, because if it is a really good ship, I'm going to have it for life. And so not having any insurance to pay is brilliant. One less thing to pay for in game. Other than that, really, it looks pretty promising. A lot of people give it negativity, but it's a design at the end of the day. We need to comment on these ships, though. We need to say what's wrong, what we don't like, and force it on CIG, because otherwise they'll make a crappy game. We must put our views out there. We're the ones who are paying for the development. We're the ones who are going to be playing this. And so, just some people said, oh, it doesn't matter to me about the Defender, because look at that cool animation. I'm sorry, but I love the Reliant core. Look at that ship. Anyway, there's a lot of people who say, oh, I'm not going to buy the Defender, so what's the point in me doing it? What's the point in me commenting? And there is a point to commenting. You're going to go up against these ships. You're going to see them in the verse. And if they're really overpowered, or they're really bad, you're going to feel it, because it affects everyone. The world needs to be balanced for it to work. And so I urge everyone, just please, even if you've got an idea that seems shit, please post it, because one little bit of your idea could be combined with another person's idea and find a solution. You know, we have to get involved with the community, guys. It makes a lot of sense, and hopefully when this game's released, it's going to be the best darn game for another 10 years. I will be playing this until the servers close, and then I will open up servers and I will continue playing it. This game will be brilliant. I think this is going to be how World of Warcraft was back in the day, when that first came out. It's amazing, guys. If you like my video, like it. If you dislike it, dislike it. Leave any comments in below how you think I could make my videos better. Any tips or tricks, please let me know. I'm new to this whole YouTube. I wanted to get my views out there and help the community. That's the main reason I'm doing this, is to help the community, get my views out there. And if you are thinking about buying Star Citizen, you don't need to buy any of these ships. You just need a starter package. If you do need to have a starter package, use my code. It's in the description for the referral codes. Gets you $5 worth of credit. and numerous other benefits, in-game currency, stuff like that. And it helps me out, and it helps you guys out, and it helps the community as a whole. So if you are thinking about buying Star Citizen, it's brilliant. You don't need to buy all these massive ships. Just buy a starter package with Squadron 42. When the game comes out, I can guarantee you're going to have a hell of a time. So my name's Damage the Combine, and thank you for watching.